Hey, it's Mark Ferguson with Invest for More, and we're finally getting started with this house flip. We've owned it a couple of months. Usually we try to get started much sooner. We're going to talk about why it took us so long. We're going to look at this tree and see if it's worth saving. And we're going to talk about what we're going to do in this house as well. Obviously, it needs some outside work, a roof, some trim work, some different things. And there's a bunch of houses with that weird half triangle looking design on the outside. Not sure if I'm going to change that or not, but here is what it looks like inside. Now, some of you might remember when we first bought this, it was full of stuff. And sometimes I get the urge to go through stuff to see if there's anything cool, anything valuable. Every time I do that, I am sorely disappointed, dirty, sneezing, and feel like I just wasted a good chunk of my life. So I did not do that on this one. And on most of our flips, what we'll do is we'll have our contractors demo it. Anything they find they can keep. If they want to sell stuff, they can. If they want to try and donate stuff, they can. But for the most part, places around here at least do not want donations from houses. There wasn't really much furniture here, but they won't come pick it up. They want you to deliver it to them, and then they probably won't take it. So that's usually how it works. We have tried it before, and it does not go well. This house is not awful, but it's still going to be expensive to fix up. The hardwood is actually in decent shape, but there's just a lot to do. And we've done a lot of these kind of 60s and 70s ranches. Sometimes they might creep into the 50s too. So I actually love doing this type of house. It's very straightforward. We know what the market's like. They're very easy to sell, but it still takes some time and effort. So one thing is the windows, right? We're getting to a time period now where just because a house has vinyl windows doesn't mean they're still good. So it used to be if a house had vinyl windows, like, oh, it's got newer windows, we should be okay. But now vinyl windows can be pretty old, and it's like, ooh, are these still good or not? So I think these windows are okay. They're pretty dirty, but we'll get them checked out. Obviously, we're going to paint everything. We're going to do doors, lights, and I don't even know if we have to refinish this hardwood. Maybe, but the hardwood's decent. Now, the expensive part is going to be the bathrooms and the kitchen, which we will show you. I also promised to tell you why it took us so long to get started on this house. Well, I've got a few crews working for me on flips. We've got quite a few flips, and we have 7 flips going right now. We've had up to 22 at one point. That was ridiculous and crazy. We don't do that anymore. But this bathroom's ugly, gonna tear it out. We have one crew that is just doing awesome. They're flying through flips, they're affordable, they listen to what we say, and they do what we want without having to tell them all the time. If they see safety issues, they see things that are wrong, they fix it, or they tell us, and our other crews don't always do that. So we've been waiting for them to finish up the skate park flip, which is taking forever, and then we're going to have them do this house, just because it works so much better having that crew do our houses, and this is a pretty big remodel. On the surface, this kitchen looks okay, but when you get into it, it's pretty awful. So you can see they have like one chunk of granite. You've got cabinets that have all kinds of different shelves inside. I think they're homemade cabinets. You had kind of a vent that was, a blocking cabinet. So you saw that before. That's because a vent was in the floor. You've got all these different shelves here. They're all super ugly. So I think all this needs to be done. You've got different counters and it's pretty bad. So I think we're tearing all this out, going to redo the whole kitchen. Like I said, that can be expensive, but I think it's needed in this case. Downstairs needs quite a bit of work too. We'll show you that. And we also have this garage, which was also full of stuff. Again, full of dirty, ugly trash bags and different things. And we just let our contractors do away with it. And if they found stuff cool, if not, cool. We have a couple of issues in this garage too, and hopefully they aren't big issues, but one of them is that weird window that was painted. That's one way to get some privacy. The other issue is this door. This is how it was when I got in here, just completely missing the glass, so I don't know if someone broke in or if part of the glass fell out while they're trashing the place out. I'm not sure, but obviously we don't want it like that. It was locked from the inside. It's got kind of that weird lock thing. So I don't think anybody broke in, not that there's much to break in here for, but That's an issue. And then the dryer vents into the garage. That's not a good thing either. So a few weird things here. It's I feel like I complain a lot. It's supposed to be all trashed out. There's still some stuff in here, but it's close. It's close. All right, here is the basement, which is very similar to some other houses we flipped recently, with a weird long hallway and then a family room on the right and your laundry room on the left and then a bedroom and bathroom towards the back and another bedroom behind you. So that was always interesting. It's very similar layout. And again, a few things down here that need to be trashed out. One thing we always look for is the age of the water heater. This was 2006, so that's got to be replaced. They usually last about 10 years. Sometimes you get more out of them, but it's pretty rare, and sometimes you get less out of them too. The furnace actually looked to be pretty decent, so hopefully that's okay. We'll, of course, get that checked out. Plumbing and electrical looked to be pretty good. A lot of it was updated or, copper pipes, which are fantastic. So not a lot going on there. The washer and dryer look pretty trashy and junky. We'll probably get rid of those. This table too. And we'll leave that laundry room sink. Just try and clear this whole place out and make it look much neater, much nicer. Now in the family room, I was curious. I want to go back and look at my previous video. We'll show you here just in a second, because I don't remember what floor was in there, but they took out the floor. And I think this was one of those weird can smasher things, but I think they smashed a can that was still full. I'm not sure what was going on there if you saw the stain on the wall. So here's the family room, and a couple of things here. Those lights are super ugly. But I don't know if we want to redo them all, because then you're redoing sheetrock and all kinds of different things. And they're actually pretty bright, so we could just get new covers and call it good. And then, I wasn't sure what kind of, if there was tile or carpet on here that they took out. I want to go back and look and see, just because you've just got to be careful when you're taking out old tiles from this era of house. It could have asbestos in it. Now, if you're in Colorado, you're allowed to remove a certain amount of asbestos per state guidelines. If it's under 50-gallon drum, if it's suspected asbestos, that is, you still want to be careful. Usually, if we have a choice, we just leave them undisturbed and we'll put flooring over them, because that's honestly the safest thing you can do with asbestos. It won't hurt you if it's just laying there. What hurts you is if you demo it, get dust in the air. That's when it can be harmful. So have to be careful with that. And then we've got another bedroom back here. That was full of shoes. Again, they were women's shoes. We want to take this thing out too. It's just it's sort of built in, but there's already a closet here. And so I'm like, there's still clothes here. But anyway, so it's already got the layout. Not a bad layout. We just have to do some finishing touches. And of course, the bathroom down here is ugly as well. The most expensive stuff needs to be done. And they've got the window cut out in the surround. Pretty ugly vanity. I won't show you the toilet because it was pretty ugly. Don't want to gross anybody out. Shower's not all the way there. So a few things to do in here as well. So we will get started on this soon. We'll, of course, have updates on what we do, changes we make. We'll have updates on the skate park flip 2. It is almost finished. It's getting really close. Have a bunch of yard work to do. That's pretty crazy. And we've got some other flips that are done, in progress, just starting. So we've got a lot going on. Hopefully you stick around and watch those. And of course, we've got laundromat and liquor store videos and all that as well, too.